Howdy ho, everybody. Welcome back to the Rocks Roost. It's that time again. Time to till up the garden. It's March 13th today. The weather's warm, slightly overcast, and Dad and I have been down here tilling the garden. You see the big red beast here. That's a 1979 troybilt horse rototiller, and it has worked very well most of that time. I might be the second owner. I'm not sure how many owners it had. I bought it at an auction for $300 some years ago, and I put some oil seals in it, and I put a head gasket on the motor, and we put new tines on the rear end. That's been about it, and new tires. It needed new tires, but that's about it. These things last forever. And you see here the work that it does. This is just a small garden patch here, but that chewed that up, and not too much time. Really, this is the overwintering state over here. You can see it's not sodded over, but there's a good mat of clover. There, those three-leaf things are clover. And some grasses and things, but it's not really sodded over, but it's still pretty tough because it's been sitting there like that since winter. Over here, right at the edge, you see this brown stuff. That's Bermuda grass. Now that is a little bit tough, but we're not going to be tilling all the way to the green. We're just going to be tilling till right about in here. You probably can't see it, but there's a very faint furrow that goes right down through here. That's the edge of the garden. That's it. And of course, over here is the blackberry patch, and we spent a lot of time over there together. But anyway, so here's the old tiller. It's got a everything's original on it except the tines, the tires, and the front cover on the motor. This thing has absolutely no safety features whatsoever, so they're real bad to go crashing into things. I mean, if you lose control of it, it's just gone, you know. This is the day before any of that penny wasted stuff. So the previous owner probably crashed it into something and damaged this. This is called the front shroud, and this is, of course, the starter here. And of course, my hind end is really the starter. You got to pull it, but this has a recoil mechanism in here. This is an 8 horsepower Briggs & Stratton, and Dad's going to start it for us here. Gardening here for years, and we've got most of the rocks, the big rocks, picked up. But now when you hit a rock with this thing, ooh, Nelly, it'll send you a rocking and a rolling. We'll see if Dad hits a rock here. You'll know because the tiller will jump. But for the most part, you see he's guiding it with one hand. It's real easy to operate. Now if he were to let go, it would just keep going on down through there, tilling the ground. Modern tillers have what's called a dead man switch in the handle, and if you let go, then it kills the engine. But in 1979, there were no such luxuries. In fact, there were really no such luxuries until sometime after Clinton took office. laying there. Dad's sitting up there taking a break. Dogs love to get in the fresh chilled dirt. There comes Buddy. Hey, Buddy. What's up, Buddy? Say hi. Ted's up there with Dad. You see his tongue hanging out. Anyway, so I have it tilled up nice and neat. And I have the tiller running, and I want to show you how it works. You saw how we started. This is the gas tank here. There's the spark plug, the breather, and the muffler. That's where the exhaust comes out. Down below here we have the carburetor. It's an updraft carburetor that draws air through the breather down, up through the carburetor, where it's mixed with gas. And you see the fuel line coming in around the back. The fuel and gas mixture go up through the intake, are exploded by the spark plug, and that creates usable work. Here you see the pulley that's spinning on the back of the motor. There's a belt that is driven by that pulley when the tiller's in gear. When you engage the drive lever, it puts tension on the belt and makes the system go. The T-handle is an adjustment for the handlebars that allows you to turn the handlebars to the right or to the left. To raise or lower them, you use this handle. You adjust the bars however you like, and then tighten it back down in both places. This is the speed lever. There's two speeds, fast and slow. You also put this in the middle and it'll put the drive gear, which is attached to the wheels, in neutral so you can push it more easily. This last knob is a depth indicator. You adjust this to determine what depth. You just pull it back, move it up or down, and that'll change the depth in which you dig. And the digging is done by these tines here. You don't want to get your foot caught in there. So, when we engage the drive lever by pushing it down, it'll lock and go forward. And it's really, you have to put some effort on it back up to stop the thing. That's how it ends up crashing into things. It also can go backwards. Let's try that. We raise the tines off the ground and we push up. Well, it's taking a lot, but you can see we're moving backwards. See? And push the tines, pick up the tines up off the ground, push it down, you'll hear it lock and go forward. You see? Now watch this. If I let go, it'll just go. You see? That's not good. To stop it, you have to really pull like that. That's on this kind of thing. It might be a good idea for there to be a kill switch on a modern version of this. Again, this is troybilt force. There'd be two switches, one here and one here, and I'll show you on another machine what they look like. And you only have to have one pushed in, so that way you can guide it with this hand or that hand. It's one of the selling points of a troybilt force. Or any troybilt tiller for that matter. So we're done. I think that basically covers almost everything. It's a pretty simple machine. I'm going to take it back up to the barn. We'll take a look at another tiller and then a newer type of machine that has safety devices on it. I'll see you up there. Hi, Ted. What's up, Ted? Want to say hi? There's Buddy again. Here's Ted. Say hi, Ted. Good boy. Okay. All right, so this is another model of the troybilt tiller. This is a smaller one. This is called the Pony, and it works similarly, but it has a totally different control scheme. It does not have the original motor on it. This is one of those Predators from Harbor Freight. It does fine. The original motor is around here somewhere. It just needs to be rebuilt. And there's a few other problems, but that's not a big deal. These work just fine for this. So the original part is everything red and white. The wheels are white. So this one is driven. It's a rear tine tiller, like the horse. Of course, being the Pony, this is smaller. The way this one works, originally there would have been throttle control here for the original motor. There's a fly flying right. Go away. Would have been here. You'd pull it up or down, and that would engage you. You can see this is a much smaller tiller, much more useful for cultivating, that kind of thing, once you've got the garden planted. On this one, let me get this. This one has been well loved for many, many years, and has some eccentricities. This is the drive lever for this one. So when you have it going, we're not going to start it up, but when you have it going and you have it here, the sticker that's almost gone, you can see this is the freewheel position. So now I pick the tines up off the ground and I can just push it, with ease. To put it in drive, you move the lever over here. The reason we have this bungee on it is just to hold it in place. Again, with these things, you get every mile of them you can out of them. So you have to make adjustments as time goes on, because some people just throw things in the garbage, and that's ridiculous. To actually engage the drive for both the wheels and the tines, which the tines are a little easier to see on this model. We lift it up. The only control we have here is depth. Doesn't fly again. But you flip this up, and you can get a good look. Well, let me turn it over a million times. A good look at what does the digging. You see there, and I see there's some Bermuda grass there. I need to cut that off and get that off. We'll do that later. Okay. All right, so when you're ready to go, I have the camera upside down. When you're ready to go, you push this in. You heard it engage there. And then pull it out. Like the horse, to go in reverse, you pull it and hold it. Reverse on both of these had a little bit of a safety in that when you let go, it would disengage. You didn't hear it go down much there, but when the motor's running, it'll naturally just kick it right back. But as far as the drive goes, you can feel that's in there. That's in there real good. This is a little bit of a homemade dead man switch right here. So what you do is you put this around your wrist like that, and you're going down through there with the tiller. If it takes off on you, you're still attached to it. It'll pull that up, and you will, of course, it'll stop the tiller. So it doesn't pull on you that hard before that comes up. So that's what that's for. I'm stuck. So yeah, that's the troybilt Pony. They still make the horse, although the new horses are not at the quality of the old ones. It's like everything else. If you're handy at all, I'd recommend buying an older tiller and fixing it rather than buying a new one, because they're very, very expensive. I don't think they still make the Pony. I'm sure they make a smaller tiller, but the horse is... Troybilt makes all kinds of tillers. They're owned by MTD now, so you got to watch that. But the only ones that are good are the horse and whatever they replace the Pony with. Other tillers they make, including rear tine, are total pieces of shit, and they're not worth your money. Now, I was going to show you what the dead man switches look like, the ones that come from the factory. Yeah, we have them here. This is a Troybilt sickle mower. I'm not going to drag it out right now, but the important part is right here. Okay, so you see this little switch here, and this one's actually unhooked. And there's one on each handle. Again, this is meant to be controlled by either one hand or two. It doesn't matter. You can use one hand control. But you see it says right here on it, operator presence control. The new tillers will have this as well. And so this is a momentary switch. So, well, it's actually not, I don't think it's a momentary switch. It's a simple switch. So when you're holding it, either one or both of them, it lets the current go through and tells the machine it's okay to keep running, right? If you let go of both of them, then that kills the switch. It opens the circuit. The current will stop flowing through to the spark plug. It's a real simple. It's wired into the spark. And it'll stop the motor. So all the new stuff has something like this. Lawnmowers have this built into the seat usually, like a riding lawnmower. And the drive on these is these handles you pull up. Right, so if you want to put it in neutral, you actually have to pull up on both of them. Otherwise, it's how you steered things. So you pull on this one to turn to the right, pull on this one to turn to the left. Okay. All right, so that is an overview. Oh, well, there's this other tiller here. This is a front tine tiller, bone shaker. These are good if you've already tilled up the garden, you've got it planted, and you want to cultivate out the weeds and things like that, because these are very, very maneuverable. They're one of these, if you're in soil that's already been broken up, it's already been tilled or disked, definitely tilled. These are not bad to run off on you. And for this kind of tiller, there's no need in buying a high dollar unit. Just whatever will be fine. You can find these used for almost nothing. Sometimes people have these free to haul them off. There might just be, you might need a carburetor rebuild, or sometimes they don't need anything. So keep an eye out for these if you're in the market for a tiller. And if these will do if you don't have a big budget and you just need a tiller for a small garden patch. You don't have to go buy one of these big troybilts like the horse over there. A new one of those will set you back about $1,800, I think. I don't know what the current price is. That was before COVID and all the inflation. So, you know, you're looking at probably $2,000 with tax and everything for a new horse. They don't make the pony anymore, but I know they make a small tiller. That's probably going to set you back $1,000 anyway. But you can pick up one of these guys new for a couple $100 usually. And like I say, if you look around on Craigslist or Facebook, you can probably find one for nothing. And especially if you're a little bit handy. These little motors are pretty easy to work on. Most of them don't need anything but a spark plug or a fuel filter, or in some cases you have to rebuild the carburetor, clean it out. But you can buy kits for that for, I haven't bought a carburetor kit in years, but probably $20, $30 will get you a carburetor kit. Maybe less than that. I say I don't know. So anyway, that's been the Rock in the Roost today. I hope you enjoyed our digging episode. Next time we're out here doing a vlog, maybe we'll be planting something in the garden. This is just the initial tilling to get it ready. It needs to mellow a little bit before we plant. It'll be in the middle of March. You could go ahead and plant potatoes and peas and maybe green beans now. Beans, maybe a little bit of stretch, but potatoes and peas definitely would be safe here in Virginia. Hi, Pepper. Say hi. Pepper came to say hi. All right, can you say bye, Pepper? We're leaving. All right, thank you all for everything, your time, attention. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Pepper wants you to. Yeah. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? I love you.